Imagine a man standing in the ruins of his life, surrounded by chaos, confusion, and despair. The world has chewed him up, and now it demands answers, but none come, until he turns inward, until he takes responsibility. This, at its core, is the philosophy behind Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos. Not just a self-help book, but a survival guide for the modern soul. Let's start with the truth that stings first. Life is suffering. It's not just difficult, it's tragic, and no one escapes it. Whether it's betrayal, illness, loss, or failure, you will face pain. And Peterson doesn't sugarcoat that. But he offers you a sword to fight it with, not through denial or comfort, but through order, responsibility, and voluntary confrontation with the unknown. The first rule sets the tone: stand up straight with your shoulders back. It's not about posture, it's about presence. It's about telling the world and yourself that you are not prey, you are not weak, you are not defeated. Peterson draws from the behavior of lobsters to show that even in nature, dominance is signaled through posture. Those who shrink, lose. Those who rise, win. So if you're slouching your way through life, physically or spiritually, straighten up. It's the first battle of many. Next, he tells you something you probably haven't heard enough. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. That means showing yourself the same care, forgiveness, and structure you might show a loved one. Most people treat themselves like garbage, addicted to guilt, shame, and self-neglect. But if you were raising yourself, would you let you get away with that? Peterson says, stop outsourcing your well-being, take responsibility, take care of yourself. Then comes a bombshell most modern minds struggle to swallow. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Seems simple, but look around. How many people in your life secretly want you to stay broken, to stay beneath them? Or worse, how many do you cling to because they validate your laziness, your weakness, your chaos? Peterson says cut them loose, ruthlessly, because loyalty to dysfunction is not virtue, it's self-destruction. In Compare Yourself to Who You Were Yesterday, Not to Who Someone Else Is Today, Peterson attacks the soul-killing disease of comparison. Social media, society, status, all lie. Everyone's highlight reel is just that, a reel. The only fair metric is you versus you. Were you more disciplined today, more courageous, more focused? If yes, you're winning. If not, fix it. But stop measuring your value by the curated illusions of others. One of the hardest pills to swallow is this: do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. It's not just about parenting, it's about authority, order, boundaries. Children, and by extension all people, test limits. Not because they're evil, but because they're learning. If you don't set firm boundaries early, you raise resentful, entitled adults. And if you let chaos reign in the small things, it will eat you alive in the big ones. Peterson's sixth rule is a gut punch to anyone who thinks truth doesn't matter. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. You want to change the system, fix injustice, fight corruption? Good. But first, clean your room, pay your debts, heal your family, stop lying. If you can't bring order to your personal chaos, you have no business lecturing the world. Change starts with you, always. Then comes, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. This rule separates boys from men, amateurs from kings. Expedience is about short-term pleasure. Meaning is about long-term purpose. One gives you a high, the other builds your soul. The path of meaning is harder, slower, and lonelier. But it's the only one that leads somewhere worth going. Every great man in history chose meaning over comfort. You must too. Peterson warns us in Rule 8, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Lying isn't just speaking falsehood, it's living falsely, it's pretending, it's hiding who you are, what you think, or what you believe to avoid pain. But the longer you lie, to yourself or others, the further you drift from reality. And reality always wins. Truth burns, but it purifies. If you want power, speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. In Rule 9, Peterson brings something rare: humility. Assume the person you are listening to might know something you don't. In a world obsessed with opinions, real wisdom is in listening, deeply, quietly, without the need to be right. The wisest people aren't loud, they're curious. They learn from janitors and CEOs alike, because every person is a book. Most just aren't being read. And then comes a moment of light. Be precise in your speech. Chaos thrives in vagueness. Clarity brings order. If your relationship is failing, name the problem. If you're lost, describe what hurts. Vague complaints never lead to real solutions. Peterson says, don't drown in fog. Cut through it with words sharp as knives. Then comes a rule modern culture mocks. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. What does he mean? He means, let people take risks. Let boys be boys. Let strength develop through trial and error. If you bubble wrap people in safety and political correctness, you raise weak, bitter adults. Risk is how competence grows, and competence is the root of confidence. So let them fall, let them fight, let them rise. Finally, the most beautiful rule of all. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. This rule is about beauty, tragedy, fragility. It's about noticing the small moments of peace in the midst of inevitable suffering. Life will break you, people will die, dreams will fail. But the cat, soft, alive, unexpected, reminds you that joy still exists. But only if you look, only if you're present, only if you haven't let chaos blind you to the good. So what is 12 Rules for Life really about? It's not a list of do's and don'ts, it's a call to arms. A psychological survival guide for anyone drowning in nihilism, victimhood and despair. Jordan Peterson doesn't offer you comfort, he offers you a burden, and the strength to carry it. Because only by carrying it, by bearing your cross, your chaos, your suffering, can you become someone capable of meaning, of order, of greatness. This is not a book for the weak, it's for the man who's ready to climb out of his pit, to stare down his demons, to put his house in order, and to live like his life actually matters, because it does.